What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at the Social Security payment schedule for February, and then also I want to take a look at some of the events that we might see transpire in February. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Blue Sky. I'll have the information in the comments section. It'll be pinned at the very top. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me open up the calendar for us, and we'll take a look. And first off, I want to look at the payment dates, and then we're going to look at some more information because I do have more information for you guys when it comes to Social Security and just different events and things like that. So first off, before we get started, SSI payments, they will go out on the 31st of January. And so the payment in January is for February. Okay, and then I'll show you the payment in February is for March. It might be a little confusing, but all you need to understand is if the first falls on a weekend, then they will issue out the check the Friday before. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So the 31st is what you're looking at for the payment for SSI. Now, when it comes to Social Security and SSDI, Monday the 3rd, that is when that check will go out, and that's for people who started receiving Social Security prior to May of 1997 or people who received Social Security and SSI. Now, looking at the 12th, that's when Social Security and SSDI will receive their checks depending on your birthday if you fall between the 1st and the 10th. And then on the 19th, that is Social Security and SSDI beneficiaries whose birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th. And then on the 26th, that is for Social Security and SSDI beneficiaries whose birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st. So that rounds out the calendar. Actually, we have one more that I forgot. SSI. So SSI will receive a check on the 28th. That is for March, okay, because March will fall. If you look here, March 1st will fall on a Saturday. And so because of that, SSI will receive that check on the 28th. And so that is the payment schedule for February. Now remember, 10,000 new people are eligible for Social Security benefits every day. And so you're going to have a lot of new people that are applying for Social Security. And so this might be the first month that they're going to receive Social Security benefits. And that's the main reason that I go over this calendar, just so they kind of understand when the payment dates are, as well as some people need to be reminded, people who are already receiving Social Security, they might need to be reminded, okay, yeah, it's going to be coming on this day, or it's not going to come on this day because it's a holiday or because it's on the weekend. Okay, so now I want to take a look at some of the different events and the congressional calendar when it comes to February. So if we look here, we have the House in session February between the 4th and the 6th in February, the 11th and the 13th, or the 11th through the 13th, and the 25th through the 27th. This is the time frame or the time period when they are in session, so they'll be in D.C. Now, they'll be doing their district work, I like to call work from home, which you have a lot of Congress people out there now saying that no one should be working from home, but we'll call it the work from home time frame. This between the 7th and the 10th, the 14th and the 24th, and then the 28th. Those are the work from home days for the House. Now, when it comes to the Senate will be on recess between the 14th and the 17th, and the rest of the time they will be in D.C. Working. Okay, so February 18th, congressional hearing updates on Social Security funding. This is I'm looking forward to this. However, it is tentative, so we don't know exactly if it's going to happen on the 18th or not, but they'll talk more about the budget, more about spending, more about what's needed. And I just did a video yesterday talking about the Social Security Fairness Act and how the Social Security Administration is saying that this delay could be a year or more. And when I say delay, I'm talking about the retroactive payments as well as the monthly increases to benefits for some of those who qualify. And the reason that they're saying that is because of funding. They don't have the manpower to actually do this, and most of this stuff has to be done manually. And so it's going to be interesting to see what transpires in a hearing where they're talking about we need more money. The Social Security Administration is saying we need more money, and this is why. So we'll have to tune in for that. I'll definitely give you guys information as it comes if they do have that hearing on the 18th. Okay, February 28th, that's the end of the month for filing certain Social Security forms, e.g. Earnings reports, are for those working while receiving benefits. Okay, so that's important to note. And then the 15th here, deadline for correcting errors in January's payment or reporting income changes for SSI. So this is SSI only. And so those are the payment dates for February, as well as some of the events that will be taking place. And I will make sure to let you guys know if anytime we get more information, because sometimes it might not be on calendar. They might have a hearing, but it's not on calendar, and then they put it on calendar and they actually do the hearing. And so that will be something that I'll be focused on as well. And we also have some Congress people out there right now that are saying we need more funding for Social Security so they'll be able to administer the Social Security Fairness Act. Because one of the problems, I like the Social Security Fairness Act. I'm glad they eliminated weapon GPO, but one of the problems with that proposal is there is no funding tied to it. Usually when you put a proposal out there and you pass it through the House and the Senate, by the time it gets to the president's desk, there's funding. So they're voting on a bill, but they also have to look at, okay, how much is it going to cost for us to actually get this going? Not how much is it going to cost in total. We heard that, $196 billion over 10 years, but we didn't hear how much is it going to cost. Do we need more manpower in order to do this? Now, one of the reasons why we didn't get this information is because this was a discharge petition. So they actually forced it through the House. So the Speaker didn't bring this to the floor. The Speaker didn't have this in committee hearings. The Speaker was bypassed because they got enough signatures in the House in order to push this through the House. And so once they pushed it through the House, then the Senate just went ahead and passed it, but they didn't look at the funding and how they're going to get this implemented. And so that's going to be a challenge when it comes to the people who qualify under weapon GPO. That's going to be a challenge because now we're doing it kind of backwards, where now they're going to try to see how are we going to be able to get money in order to make this happen, whereas generally they have the money up front and that's what they're passing. They're passing a bill that has money tied to it. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Remember, you can send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video if you like it. Share the video if you think some people would benefit from it. Subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.